Oh my god, bro. I'm telling you right now, this build is insane. What's up, guys? War here. Welcome back to the channel. So today I'm bringing you the showcase of the ball lightning build. We had a fabulous, wonderful day one on Diablo 4, and we got really far. We're in Torment 2, Torment 3, Paragon 121, and was able to put the build together and just absolutely start blasting. So today I'm going to bring you the build and just kind of showcase everything that you need: gear, skills, Paragon, all that good stuff. So let's dive right into it. Yes, let's go ahead and get right into it. So first things first, let's go ahead and get right into the skills. So we got Firebolt. You have this Firebolt really just to get to the other skills, but you do have this mainly for one of our chaos powers, which is this one right here. Casting a basic skill increases your damage by 14% for 5 seconds, stacking up to 3 times. So when you fire this, you get this little buff right here, and then it just keeps, or this one right here, and it keeps going up. Casting a basic skill increases your damage. So every 5 seconds, it's kind of like being in Diablo 3. Every 5 seconds, if you throw this in here, you will get a nice little buff, which is great. You just throw this in here as you're going, boom, and you're good to go. And then you'll have a constant damage buff. So we got Firebolt over into no core skill at all, but we are going to be taking Potent Warning for resistances and max res, as well as Elemental Dominance. Our core skills deal increased damage when cast above 50 mana. We will always be cast above 50 mana because we have 8,700 mana. So much mana. I'll get into that in just a second. We are literally like mind over matter in PoE. When we come down to our defensive skills, we got Teleport with Shimmering Teleport for the damage reduction. We're also doing Glass Cannon for more damage, which is pretty obvious. Then into our Conjuration skills, we are doing Ice Blades into Invoked Ice Blades for the attack speed. Although you could do the enhanced cooldown if you really wanted to. Totally up to you. Doesn't really matter per se what you want to do for this. But this just gives the attack speed of the Ice Blades, which is great. Either one is fine. Then we got Familiar into Invoked Familiar for just more damage. This is pretty straightforward. Then we got Align the Elements for DR. Even though we don't really necessarily need this because we have so much mana, we'll just never die. But Align the Elements is pretty solid. Then we got Lightning Spear into Invoke Lightning Spear for critical strikes, so we hit stuns, which is great. Then we got Mana Shield for every time we spend 100 mana, we gain 30% damage reduction. This will always happen because our Ball Lightning costs 125 mana. So this is 3 casts of this, and we'll have permanent 30% damage reduction. So really good. Then we got Inner Flames. We deal increased damage against healthy enemies. Then Ball Lightning into Mage's Ball Lightning for increased damage against stun enemies and bosses. Very strong here. We got 15 total ranks, but we need to get as many ranks as possible so that way we can do a lot more damage. Because when we go into our other chaos powers, of course we have Power Siphon, which gives us just 80% increased damage but reduces our current resource by 20. But this right here, Advanced Techniques, our base core skill ranks increase their mana cost by 10% and further increase their damage. So the more ranks, the more damage. Very straightforward. Very good. Then we're going to come down and we grab a lot of our nodes here. We got Elemental Synergies for more damage. We got Evocation for cooldown. Then we're taking the Tri-Beam of cold stuff. So increased damage while we have a frost skill on our action bar. Real straightforward. Then we got increased damage against chilled enemies or frozen. Then we also have increased damage against vulnerable enemies. These two are basically just always going to be taken. We do have Unstable Currents into Supreme just for the crackling energy and the attack speed. Then we got Conduction to increase our movement speed, as well as Convulsion for even more damage when we have crackling energy. We really don't need this for movement speed, but we do fly. And then we are taking Overflowing Energy for increased lightning damage and crackling energy hits. So the skills are pretty straightforward, guys. Let's go ahead and get into the gear before we do the showcase, as always. Into the character. So at the very base level, guys, there's not really a way to do this coming out of the leveling practice. I would leave that up to Makuna. There is a fantastic crackling energy build that just requires 1 unique, and really I was using it without any uniques, and I was just absolutely frying in Torment 1. So, or at least penitent. So we could talk about that in another video. If you guys want to see or talk about that, let me know down in the comments. But in this gear piece, you are going to have to farm Hell Tides for a good minute to get all the resources for this build. So we got the Hail of Verglass. Okay, we are not doing anything with Ice Shards in this build. So the main reason that we took this is the percent increase to our intelligence as well as the cooldown. We need cooldowns so that way we can get our evade, so we can constantly be evading, but the increased intelligence gives us more mana, okay? Gives us more mana, which allows us to be immortal. Next, we got Ravenness of the Infinite, Glass Cannon, Intelligence, and then Teleport. We get the Stun, which triggers a lot of our other abilities. We got Exceptional Gloves of Inner Calm, so more damage flat out. We want Core Skills, Attack Speed, Intelligence on here. And then Axial Conduit. We're not necessarily using the Chain Lightning, but we got this for the resource generation and maximum mana increase. So I have 84 mana on here. If we take Axial Conduit off, we drop to 6335. So you use Axial Conduit just to boost up that mana. Otherwise, everything else is just not essential. The damage reduction is good, but besides that, that's it. Orange Herald has a chance to reduce the cooldown of our ultimate skill by 2 seconds, which is great on lucky hits. We're always going to have the ball lightnings, so hopefully our lucky hit will be there. I know the lucky hit is really, really bad. It's only a 5% chance, but hey, if we get it, that's great because we want to be casting unstable currents as much as possible. On our main hand, we are doing a mace because we will be overpowering. We got intelligence, max life, and then damage. Although you could swap out the max life for overpower damage with percent damage, which is fine, but you want to have chance for ball lightning to hit twice and then more overpower damage. Then in our offhand, we got the Akun's Catalyst. This is what allows us to create a static field around us and damage all enemies. This also makes us unhindered as long as the field is active, which means we can pass freely through monsters, which is great. Try to get a GA on the ball lightning skills. But yeah, this is required for the build 100%. Then Talrash's is obvious. The more we cast, the more damage we do. Then a brand new ring, the Galvanic Azurite. So lightning damage leaves enemies magnetized for 4 seconds, causing crackling energy and increasing all lightning damage they take from us by 51%, which is great. So we don't care about crackling energy, but the lightning damage increase is amazing. You want to try to hit your Tempers or your Masterworks on cooldown here. And then in our amulet, we got intelligence, move speed, and resource. You really want to have intelligence and then like some skill increases, but I just have a very basic amulet right now. But you need to have as high of a percent intelligence as possible with evade cooldown and then lucky hit to primary resource. Although we don't actually need the lucky hit anymore because our mana regeneration is so high it does not matter. But on here we got Tenuous Destruction. We deal increased damage with no defensive skill bars or no defensive skills on our action bar. We have 0. So into Chaos powers, we kind of already went over them, but Power Siphon gives us increased damage. Advanced Techniques get more core skill ranks on our skills, gives us more damage. And then we got Explosive Combinations. Basic skill every 5 seconds gives us damage. And then the bread and butter Mana Shield, which is literally mind over matter from Path of Exile. We have 99% reduced maximum life, which our life total is 14. But any damage we would take is dealt to mana before life. If you haven't taken damage in the last 2 seconds, your mana regeneration is increased by 5,000%. I have this max, so we gain 4,000% increased maximum mana, and each point of intelligence also increases our mana by 1. So our intelligence is 1,226. So that's 1,226 more mana to this pool. So yeah, pretty straightforward, guys. Let's go into Paragon. Oops, excuse me, wrong thing. Paragon. This here, we only got Rockin' 3 right now because we're only 121, but this is enough to just absolutely destroy. So we're doing Tactician. When we get enough points and put this to 45, we'll be able to get the other points to activate this. So that way we'll get 15% increased damage for 4 seconds after casting a defensive skill. The duration is increased by 4 seconds for each defensive skill not on our action bar. I've already tested this by putting extra points in here, but Teleport is put into our dash, or basically our roll, so that will activate it. So we'll have 15% increased damage for 16 seconds, which is pretty insane. Okay, so we got that there. We come up, we got Destruction for crit damage, which is self-explanatory. Then we got Ceaseless Conduit. When you have crackling energy, you deal increased damage. This amount increases, which is great. Then we come over, we are doing charge for more crackling energy damage, which is great. But when we pick up crackling energy, we'll have increased damage up to 15%, which is crazy. Then we're also taking Enchantment Master for increased damage and makes our enchantments be 30% stronger, which is really, really good. Then we're coming up into this last board. We're grabbing Frigid Fate. This is where I'm leading to, guys, for vulnerable damage, and we'll get 60% multiplicative for that as well. So it's pretty straightforward, guys. The build is absolutely insane when you get it online. The only drawback is that you have to get a crap ton of uniques. So when it comes to the uniques, the main ones that you 100% need is the Akun's Catalyst. I would say get the Galvanizing because it's more damage. And then really Axle Conduit for the resource. Otherwise, you could probably swap these out and just use regular items. You will feel a lot weaker, but it is possible you could do it, which would be totally fine. It would just be you just would feel a little bit weaker, but you don't have to have all the uniques. But I will tell you, it does make it run a whole lot better. So let's go ahead and go in here. I'll pop my incense like crazy. We'll pop this. Then we did a 40. So let's go ahead and just do a 40 in Torment 3 and see how this goes. Pretty sure I just finished doing like a 35. So we're going to try a 40 and see how we stack up. But how to play this build, we're just going to button smash everything. And we're just going to fly. So using your attacks is going to make your evade cooldown go down. I should have mentioned that in our gear pieces. You want to make sure your boots say attacks reduce evades cooldown, because we will be spamming Ball Lightning, which will reduce our cooldown, so that way we can just teleport. I do not have a keyboard where I can basically keybind to just auto teleport every single time, so I don't have that, so I just have to press it. But yeah, man, this build is insane. I really feel like I'm back in season 2 of Diablo, where like Ball Lightning was the best build in the season, even though there was quote-unquote bugs and all that good stuff. But this thing is back, at least for this season. The Chaos Powers is what allows Ball Lightning to really be back. Otherwise, Ball Lightning probably wouldn't exist anymore. But the fact that it's back is just awesome, man. This build is so good. If I can get the cooldown even better for my teleport, then we would be teleporting non-stop, but we're getting there. We don't have a high enough cooldown just yet on our evade, which is fine. But you can see, like, this is for farming and just like pit running, doing the Hell Tides, doing anything like this. In the Spearborn evade build is just, it's just crazy. We just got to get the cooldown, and then we'll be able to constantly evade, which is crazy, man. But I love this build. It's so good. Let's go kill the boss. Build these up. And just absolutely smack him. Boom, he's dead. Ball Lightning is so back, guys. I absolutely love it. It makes me so happy that this build is back. But yeah, guys, this is the showcase of Ball Lightning, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Make sure to like the video, comment down below, let me know what you guys think. And as always, stay gaming, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.